Next question.
Thank you very much, both gentlemen, for excellent debate. My question is for Mr. Shabir Ali. All of the disciples of Jesus Christ, they died for their faith. If they are so bad guys and they were just making lies, and still they were willing to lay down their life for whatever is written in the Bible. I come from Pakistan, and in police, there they are very strict. They kill you, like they beat you like anything. And if they catch me and they put an allegation on me, did you steal it? They will beat me so much that I will say, yes, I steal it. Even that I did
Your
not.
question, please.
So how come these guys were willing to lay their own life for such a lie that they have own fabrication?
Yes. To begin with, I do not say that the disciples fabricated what we are hearing about now. I say that the idea that Jesus is God actually came after the disciples of Jesus. If we look at what the disciples themselves believed, as is depicted in the Acts of the Apostles in the Bible, we find that they were continually in the temple. They were observing the Jewish Sabbath. They were praying along with Jews. They were speaking of Jesus as the servant of the God of Abraham. And we know from the Old Testament that the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, as they were speaking about, is the only one God, Yahweh Jehovah, who declared that he is the only God. And throughout, we find that the disciples make a distinction between God and Jesus. They're referring to Jesus as a servant of God and God as someone else other than Jesus. It is later, Stephen, for example, who prayed to Jesus. It is Paul who went into the temple and immediately began preaching that Jesus Christ is the Son of God in Acts chapter 9, verse 20. But the disciples were continually every Sabbath proclaiming that Jesus is the Messiah, according to the last verse of chapter 5 of the Acts of the Apostles, and that is precisely what Muslims do believe.
Unfortunately, what Shabir said does not begin to disprove what Christians believe about this subject. We believe everything that the disciples said, but that's not all they said. The problem is, if you're going to say that Stephen or Paul or those other people perverted the truth, then you have no reason to trust anything in the New Testament whatsoever. I demonstrated that the earliest traditions we have that you can identify in the New Testament text identify Jesus Christ with Yahweh. That does not mean another God. To say, well, that means you believe in two gods is to misunderstand what we believe about the doctrine of the Trinity.
Next question.